Day 3 with Russell Brand. See it first on Rumble. I'm incredibly excited to introduce our guest today. Len McCluskey is a union leader and a key part of the last anti-corporate, anti-establishment movement to get anywhere near to power in this country, even though it was ultimately crushed by the mainstream media and even the deep state, not even from our country. The CIA evidently had files on Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of that movement. Thanks for joining us, Len.
Good to be with you, Russell.
Len, you're talking now about the necessity for a new political movement. I think many people feel a sense of political vagrancy, that no mainstream political party represents them, that we are dealing really with a co-opted political system where the voices of both parties, you know, in countries like ours, the UK, and in America, have been co-opted by corporate forces, co-opted by the finances of powerful institutions, private institutions primarily, and that democracy is veiled, truncated, castrated. Is a new political movement something that interests you? Is that something that you're involved in currently?
What I've been saying, Russell, is that there's a danger that Labour, the Labour Party that has always represented working people, ordinary people in Britain, is liable to lose its soul because of what's happening at the moment. Democracy in the party is being attacked. It's the most authoritarian that I've ever known it, and I've been a member for 50 years, and I'm basically warning that if Labour continues that way, then people will start asking the question, does Labour speak for ordinary people anymore? And so, of course, debates and discussions about what you do about that are very prevalent in the UK at the moment. And that's really a debate that will take place over the next few years if Starmer continues to try and take away the soul of the Labour Party, which is effectively a socialist ideal of what our society should be.
The Labour Party was organised around representing ordinary working people. It's obviously been through numerous mutations, most notably recently under Tony Blair's leadership, where it became a centralist, neoliberal establishment party. And you saying that Keir Starmer, the current leader of the Labour Party, is an establishment figure that wants to neuter any dissenting voices and essentially turn it into a party of power. We thought it was very interesting to see Keir Starmer attending the WEF Davos conference, for example. That's not normally a sign of a dissenting voice.
You're spot on, Russell. The reality is, of course, that what Blair wanted and didn't actually fully achieve was to try and turn the Labour Party into a mirror image of the Democratic Party in the States. And what happened in 2017 when Jeremy Corbyn almost won power, the forces of reaction within both the UK and indeed in America, the CIA and all the rest of them were absolutely beside themselves, that almost a man with socialist ideals and a vision almost captured power. And they made a decision there and then that they were never going to allow that to happen again. And they tried to destroy Corbyn and anybody close to Corbyn, tried to destroy Corbynism. And in Keir, they seem to have captured an individual who can be a puppet of theirs, who is constantly attacking the left wing, forcing the left of the Labour Party out of the Labour Party. And that's the danger that we have to be aware of.
It is becoming clear that globalist and corporatist power is transcendent of national sovereign power and democratic power. And when a figure, whether from the left or from elsewhere on the political spectrum, emerges that is a challenge to those centralist establishment forces, they will use deep state means to shut it down. They will use their allies in the mainstream media to create ferocious and pejorative narratives to crush any potential dissent. Are you saying, Len, that from your involvement in that movement, you felt that the mainstream media and deep state forces acted in concordance with one another to shut down any...
Oh, there's no doubt. There's absolutely no doubt. You can imagine that the CIA in America would have picked the phone up to their friends in the British establishment and said, what the hell are you guys playing at? How have you allowed a man like Corbyn to almost get into power. Let's make certain it doesn't happen again. Your previous piece that you've just done, which was brilliant, by the way, absolutely brilliant. I mean, you're the best investigative journalist I've come across in recent times. But BlackRock, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, the corporate elite, they're the people who run our nations. That's what brings us all together. What happens in America today happens in the UK tomorrow. That's why there is this linkage these days, this global movement. I remember the Occupy movement started in America and fantastic, gave us the 99% and the 1%, came to the UK. Right in the city of London, I addressed them, and it's about working people throughout the world, understanding precisely what's happening. We're being attacked, and the same problems occur in Texas and in California as they do in Yorkshire and London.
Stay free with Russell Brand. See it first on Rumble.